All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to PreMarket Prep. I hope you're having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had an incredible day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. I don't see Peter yet, so we'll give him a couple of minutes here to join. So hopefully everything is good there. But welcome, guys. Hopefully you guys had a great day yesterday, and we're ready for, man, this jam-packed week, man. The earnings, bunch of stuff happening. Tesla after hours today, so just a bunch of stuff that I'm looking forward to. Before we do that, quick look at our gappers list today. We have a couple of things in the green, some names here. I see Spotify, no GM, talks about earnings there, and then AMD. I'm not sure what the other ones are. We'll take a look at what these companies are driving things. And then we'll look at JetBlue down 10%. I have not looked that one up yet. That's pretty aggressive there. I thought the airlines were doing well. I thought they were doing okay. American Airlines down 3% also, and Billy and MNDR, which seems to always be on our list lately, down here at 2%, which is not normally trading very well, but we'll see what's driving that. Good morning, Peter. How you doing today?
Morning, Carlos. Apparently I'm running late today, so sorry about that.
No, all good, my friend, all good. Let's get to what's happening today. What do we have on this calendar for this morning?
Yeah, nothing early, but we only have two really pieces of economic data that's important. The S&P numbers, the PMI numbers coming out, the manufacturing and global services numbers at 9:45, which is just after the open. So be careful of that. Then 10 o'clock we got the new home sales. Neither one of those typically has a huge market impact, but with the PMI numbers coming out right after the open, it might make the open a little more erratic. What's really, I think, going to have more of an impact, frankly, are all these earnings. We finally are back into earnings season, and we've got quite a number this morning. None of the big ones. The big ones coming after the close today with Tesla. So we'll see how Tesla moves over the course of the day today. But this morning we do have a bunch that I will be talking about.
Yeah, looking forward to Tesla, man. I think it's going to be exciting. Can't wait to see what that's going to look like when we get to it. I see we have Visa and some other ones on here as well. So yeah, looking forward to that. All right, friends, let's get to our list this morning, and we're going to Control A, Control X. That's going to clean our watch list here on Dash Trader Pro. And as we do every morning, we're going to start by looking at our gap up and gap down. Brought to you by tradingterminal.com. So you can always get great information there, data, news, earnings calendar as well. And there's also this little area I want to show you, actually, because I know that sometimes things could be difficult to find. But here, if you look at top earnings, right, this here is going to give you a full calendar of what is to come. So kind of like the notable earnings that are scheduled here. So you can see there before the close, after the close, and you can see some of the big names like you mentioned. We have Tesla, Boeing, Meta. It's just a bunch that I cannot wait for. Where's Microsoft? Yeah, here's Microsoft and Alphabet. That's going to be on Thursday. So a lot of the Magnificent Seven reporting into this week. So it should be a jam-packed week. All right, let's get to our gap up list, starting with PALI this morning. Oh, this is flying. This is up 40%, 545,000 shares traded, and it's rocking, man. Just came on the gappers list, so we don't have a whole lot of data on it just yet. Peter, so I'm not sure if you might not have no information. It's a low flow at 7 million shares traded. So I'm not sure what's driving this one today.
Pally, I don't even know this one. I don't think we've ever seen it. Palisade Bio, so it's a micro float, small cap here. It looks like they had positive study results on I don't know what phase study this was, but you know what? This is such a low float, it doesn't really matter. They had
Unless
some
you're
positive
trading
results.
it.
Yeah, on a trial. I mean, the float is less than 1 million shares. So,
Yeah. Unless this is your niche, It is in play. We'll see how this looks in a couple of minutes. Already up 34%. So it's flying this morning. SMFL. This is up 26% at 1.5 million shares traded. Smart for Life. What do they do? Smart for Life. So interesting name there on the ticker. For the most part, the float on this is even lower, man. 200,000. So it's pretty low. I'm not really a big fan of that type of float. It's getting some
No,
volume
and
this morning.
this is a packaged foods company, so I'm sure it's some health food of some sort. Don't maybe they make, do they make the smart food? Maybe, you know, that popcorn that people like. I don't know. I'm making that up. I don't know what they do,
I was like,
but
oh, that.
it the really the reason why it's here is because they had a 1-for-7 reverse split. So basically, this stock that's sitting at $5.60 was worth less than a dollar, about 80 cents yesterday. So not that interesting to me. Again, and the
Yeah.
float on this one is also pretty low at only 1.1 million shares. So
Yeah, it's got
yeah,
the
we need
volume,
we need
but
a garbage truck for this
yeah,
bad boy.
let's give it a good old garbage truck
There
there
you
for
go. Here it
smart
go. Oh, it's coming
food
fast too.
for
Meep,
life.
meep.
Yeah, it's rocking. Yeah, I don't know about these. This is delivery, right? Delivering smart food. I don't know. It's a tough business. IBRX, the next one on here, and that is going to be 136 million shares flow. So we're out of that low flow stocks for now. This is up 18%, 4.5 million shares traded. Now, I gotta tell you, quickly looking at this one, this daily doesn't look all that exciting, man. It's very low volume, I'm showing like 5 million for the entire day of trading. So again, there's something about stocks that trade that much volume that are very difficult to read the price
Oof.
action. But today they got tons of it, 4.5. This is actually in their pre-market, is what they do an entire day. So if it is going to be in play, it's going to be today, Peter. What's the latest and greatest on it?
They got FDA approval for a a non-invasive, sorry, non-muscle invasive bladder cancer drug. So I guess it's good news if you have bladder cancer. I don't know that it's great news for traders. It doesn't look awesome, despite the volume. um, it's already dropping a little bit, and I just I don't like the pre-market price action. So yeah, it's risky pile. Maybe it's not a low float. I mean, they do have 137 million shares almost in the float. So, but I just yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
if it
daily
pops
looks
up on my
rough.
scanners later, maybe. But yeah.
Yeah. The daily looks rough. Also, what I don't like on here, if you look at it, you can't short it. Hard to borrow with interactive brokers. So when you see this HTB here, that stands for hard to borrow, and that means I have no shorts available with interactive brokers. So yeah, that kind of puts you at a disadvantage if you want to be able to trade this both ways. If you're getting a move towards the downside, so not a great one. Another low flow making our list this morning. This one up 14%. Also hard to borrow. 14% up this morning, 321,000. These are tough, man. You get look at a couple of days ago, a few times we've done this where it's popped up all the way to 12 and then slams right back down. Same thing here. So it looks messy. You don't have the volume today to trade this, by the way. Even if you trade low flows, you need more volume. 321,000 shares is not it. So we'll skip on this one. Head over to Spot. Yeah, anything on it, Peter?
Nope.
Okay. All right. One that we actually might put on the list, and I think it's going to be looking really good this morning. It is Spotify up 10%, 357 thousand shares traded. So that's looking pretty nice this morning, Peter. What's going on with this one? Looks awesome today.
Well, they had earnings, and look, I'll just give you the heads up here. Everything but one beat their numbers. So all the companies I'm going to talk to you about beat their numbers except for one, and we'll talk about that one when we get to the gap down list. So Spotify beat their numbers. Interestingly, they had lower users than expected, so their user growth was lower than expected. Normally, that kills a stock and brings it down despite good earnings. However, in this case, this is the first quarter they've actually turned a profit. So the fact that they've turned a profit seems to be outweighing the low user growth, and Spotify is gapping up quite nicely, almost 10% so far this morning. And I'm surprised. I don't remember this being a $300 a share stock, but it is now. I mean, here we are. So anyway, so yeah, this might be might be tradable today. I'm not sure. I mean, the volume's low for what I would hope on earnings at only 360,000 shares, but I don't know. Maybe I just have fond memories of trading Spotify back in the day. So
Yeah. Yeah. I'm with you there, man. I'm gonna put it on the list. We'll see. It is up 10%. It could be tough to trade at times, but I think today will be the day, right? So they got their earnings
yeah, it
going on
doesn't
this morning.
doesn't look
Yeah.
great, but who knows? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, we'll see. Um, Alice is asking over on YouTube when it is the Tesla earnings. They're usually after hours. I don't know if there's a specific time. So I'm not sure if there's a specific time, but usually after the close, you're gonna get that report. Could be a couple of minutes later. Some companies do it like right away. Others have issues and they take a little bit longer. Would not surprise me if Tesla takes a little bit longer to to report
Yeah,
right after close.
they all
Yeah,
release their numbers at different times, so
yeah.
it's whatever the scheduled time is. I don't see offhand what
I
Tesla's
don't
time
see it.
is, but I think
Yeah.
Tesla usually comes pretty quick. It's either like 4 on the dot or 4:05.
Yeah, yeah. And it is
So
there's their call usually is the one that has like a time where they usually stick to. So I'm not sure if they're having a call
yeah.
today or tomorrow, but their earnings call will be the time that it should be released by then. All right, so excellent, guys. So here's Spotify moving higher this morning. Again, got an explosive move. It is sub 10%. Got to be a little bit careful with it. We're going to leave it on the list there. The next one is going to be GM, and here's a ticker where you don't get a whole lot of movement. We see this 4 times a year. Here's one of them. They're up 4.7, 750,000 shares traded. And they could trade well, man. There's times it's a hit or miss. You don't know until you actually watch the price action and see what takes place here. Peter, it looks like they're doing well this morning.
Yeah, another one of our earnings reports. So General Motors beat their quarter and raised their guidance. So it's always good when you get that double whammy, right? When they can have a good quarter and then say, and the whole year is looking good. So, which is actually a little bit of a rarity for the auto manufacturers recently. So General Motors, yeah, they're coming up to the top end of this daily range. I like where they're sitting. Not typically one of my go-tos for trading, even on earnings. However, maybe might keep an eye on it today. The volume's pretty good for a NYSE stock, so at 7.75 million shares, sitting at this time of the day. So, yeah, good earnings for General Motors.
Yeah, I like that. I'm going to put it on the secondary. Again, it's a hit or miss. You don't know until the market opens if you're going to have an opportunity on it. The rest of the year, when it's not doing earnings or news, it's not as great. But today, definitely want to have them on here. They got good volume in this pre-market this morning. Last but not least, on the gap up list is going to be ARM. So ARM, this thing has been gapping down, or not gapping down, but selling off very, very aggressive over last week. Right, last week just a couple of really big days has been bouncing back since then a little bit. So interesting to watch. We know that it was Nvidia. Who was the big one that had the gap down? So it was Nvidia on sell off on Friday, and there was somebody
Nvidia and
else.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, and there was some other stock that also sold off pretty aggressive. So we'll see. I think it's a good
SMCI.
possible.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
That's right.
SMCI. So they're
Yeah.
kind of all in that tech sector, semi sector there. So interesting to watch here. I mean, was this an overreaction? Are we going to get a bounce back in the next couple of days? We might. So I'm going to put ARM on here, see what happens out of that one. Just a possible for now. Taking a look at what's gapping. Well, anything gapping up, Peter, that you want to go over? Maybe some earnings that are gapping up today.
Yeah, well, we actually have a lot that are gapping up. Let me go back to my list here. All right, so NVS, Novartis. A lot of these aren't trading big shares, by the way, but I'll just mention them because they're all on the they're sort of the high end of my earnings scale. So and first off, I'll tell you they all beat their numbers. All right, so this is why they're all gapping up this morning. All right, but they also increased their guidance. So that's good there. Next, I have General Electric. Now, GE separated a little while ago. Officially, the GE symbol is now owned by GE Aerospace, and they've actually done well by being just the aerospace division because some of the industrial sectors of GE are not doing so well, but aerospace has done well and beat their numbers. And actually, there's going to be a theme there, but I'll talk to you about that in a second. Well, I guess we're going to get to it right away because the next one on my list is Lockheed Martin. So LMT beat their numbers and they were cautiously confirming their guidance. So basically, the message here: war is good, at least for them. These are
For
our
them, right?
warmonger stocks, and unfortunately, they are profiting well off of wars happening around the world. Another one that actually did well, but interestingly, it just moved to the gap down list. It was gapping up a minute ago, but RTX, which is RTX here, which is another aerospace and defense company. They actually beat their numbers. Their revenue were up with like over 20%, and it's all due to increased, basically, war equipment that was requested. So, but they're just sitting pretty much break even on very low volume. What else we got? Spotify we talked about. KMB, Kimberly Clark. Again, similar story here. Increased their guidance for the year. Halliburton, an oil company, beat their numbers. They're gapping up. HAL is the symbol on that bad boy. And I think we talked about the rest. All right. So I got a couple of other gap down ones that are interestingly gapping down despite also beating their numbers, but we'll get there very quickly. Oh, look what just popped at the bottom of our list. Ford.
Yes. Take a look at Ford. There it is. Up 2.1, 755,000 shares traded. Is this earnings or is it sympathy with GM?
I think it's sympathy. I don't think Ford had earnings this morning. At least I wasn't. I think their earnings are in a day or two. Yeah, it's Ford was warning. I think it was yesterday. Ford was warning about a shortage of precious metals for batteries, which we sort of talked about occasionally here. I'm concerned about that. That I think some of the lithium and some of the other metals that go into the batteries quite heavily are going to be in short supply. And Ford is already saying they're seeing supply chain issues. So, but they are gapping up this morning. Ford, if you just look back at any day's chart, Ford is not a good trader. It's just not one that trades well. You've heard me talk about barcoding. This one looks like a barcode. So usually it's just the computers trading against each other. So careful if you decide to do something with Ford.
Yeah, agreed. I don't like Ford as much, so I'll keep that one off. All right, let's get to the gap down list, guys. Leading the way here, it is
Mhm.
JetBlue, which is surprisingly
Yeah.
down 12%. 1.1 million shares traded, and I'm a little surprised because if you remember, guys, United crushed it. So what happened with JetBlue that they're not doing so hot this morning?
Well, they had earnings and they missed their numbers. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a sign, but they missed their numbers and said that the full year forecast is looking a little lower for them. So JetBlue is, as you can see, suffering. That being said, look at the range here, right? We're talking about a $1 range over the last 2 months. Really, JetBlue has not moved a lot. We are at the low end of this range, so there is a potential for a breakdown off of the open, but it's not one of my favorite stocks. Although today, it might be worth keeping an eye on today or the whole sector. I mean, remember last week we were talking about, I think it was UAL was the primary one. Carlos, I know you had some good trades on that.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, and it was gapping up several days in a row. So JetBlue's going the other direction. So it might be a drag on the sectors. I noticed the whole sector pretty much is moving down so far this morning. But yeah,
Yeah.
driven by JetBlue's earnings.
Yeah, it is dragging things a little bit here. You can see even American Airlines got a little bit of volume, and they're also dropping a bit. So eh, I don't know if we put JetBlue. I think I want to watch JetBlue, but again, they can be so hard to trade. They got the volume this morning. I'm going to put JetBlue here, and I'm going to put American Airlines. Even if American Airlines gets some decent volume, it can probably trade better than JetBlue, even on a sympathy. You have stocks that are just like that. We were talking about this in our onboarding class last night. You know that some tickers, when you get experience enough and you watch them over and over again, you know that there's just not going to be a great one, and this could be it. So we'll see. We'll leave it on here, but I am going to add American Airlines, which is the next one on our list, and we kind of spoke about already. Let's take a look here on some others that are in the middle. SXRX, and this is down 0.4. 200,000 shares trade. So big gap down for them this morning. I don't think we ever looked at this. Oh, no, well, we know this. C-Rock. So
Xerox,
we've seen
yeah.
it before. Yeah.
It's
Uh,
usually only earnings that they show up here, and they missed
yeah.
bad. I mean, they missed their numbers in the quarter. Earnings is a good example. The forecast was that they would make about 38 cents a share. That was the consensus. Their reported earnings of 6 cents. So that's like less than a sixth of what the market had anticipated. So they're lucky to only be down about 11% because they really missed their numbers quite badly.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's why they're gapping down. But like you said, Carlos, sort of said, well, I mean, occasionally they've been on our list. They're not usually a good trader. I mean, look at that daily chart, right? You can tell just by looking at it that it's not a great trader. Narrow range
Yeah. Yeah.
with a lot of gaps, and then a lot of days where it closes pretty much at the exact same price it opens at, right? So yeah, not a great trading stock.
Yeah. On YouTube, on a sign they're asking what language is on the bottom. That's English, man. If you cannot read what's happening on the bottom ticker there, you might want to get checked out. No, that we're working with our API developers to get you guys some news feeds there. It's going to take some time. It's not easy, but we decided let's do new design, let's move forward, and when that data comes in, we'll have it for you guys. So soon to come. That's going to be giving you top news, hopefully some ticker information at the bottom, top gainers, top movers. We'll figure it out. But yeah, it's coming soon. I'm excited about it, but it does take time to get we have the vision, right, Peter? You have the vision. Once you go to the tech guys, you're like, wait a minute, it's not that fast. You got to do this, you got to do
Yeah.
that. So we'll get to it. All right, friends, let's take a look at. I don't like this Xerox. We'll leave that one alone. Affirm. Did we look at this already? Affirm. No, we haven't.
No.
Affirm down 6.6, 278,000 shares traded. So we got some volume. They have not been trading well, but looks like today they might be trying to get on the map this morning. Peter, is it earnings for them as well, or anything
No, I
else
haven't seen
driving them?
earnings. Actually, I'm surprised they're gapping down. They did announce that they're expanding their business. They're pushing into elective medical procedures. This is an interesting one. So, a firm provides like short-term loans at pretty much at high interest rates. They've been doing that for a while, but now they're offering their buy now, pay later for elective medical procedures. I
Yeah,
don't know. The
yeah.
market doesn't seem to like that business model. I thought they'd be ecstatic that they could take advantage of people who want liposuction or I don't know what
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
elective surgery they may want.
So to pay over time. That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a look at Billy. Billy this morning, they are down 5.6, 3.4 million shares traded. So you got good volume this morning. Man, that's awesome. What's any news on this? Just gonna look at Baba because usually if there's any Chinese news, this will move along with it. But no, I don't see anything on Baba. It looks like it's all on Billy this morning, and I don't see any other Chinese tickers. So
No,
Peter was yeah.
they've offered they basically have a secondary offering out there. They're offering about 17 million shares at about $11.05 a share. Look at where the price is. Right, this is typically what happens whenever you get a secondary. The price can often move to that. So that's a pretty big offering, 17 million shares. Now, keep in mind, Billy's like a 300 million share float. So another 17 million's not destructive to the stock, but it's still dilutive. So that's why we got to move it down to that price.
Yeah. Um, all right. I don't know. That's not going to be a great catalyst. So I'm going to leave that one alone. And I think this covers our list. MNRDR. This is one that I'm not too happy with. It doesn't trade very well. We saw it yesterday as well. We actually saw it a couple of days. Been going up in our list here, right? So it hasn't been trading all that fun. So I'm going to stay away from it. Also, it's recent IPO, right? If I check here, yeah, recent IPO. So just IPO'd on the 10th of this month. So not a whole lot of information on there. Hard to borrow. Usually these IPOs when they're fresh out, shorting them is it's not great. You might not have the stock inventory to be able to short them. So gonna skip on it. Doesn't look good for today. And that covers our gap down list of tradingterminal.com. Peter, how about on your end? Any other gap down earnings that are not showing on this list?
Yeah, a couple that I'll mention. We'll start with, let me find my list here again. Philip Morris, PM. Normally they have good earnings. Now, like I said, common theme here, they beat their numbers, Again, JetBlue was the only one that actually missed their estimate numbers so far
Yeah.
this morning. But anyways, however, this is driven off of a lot of their smokeless products. Being a big cigarette manufacturer, that's a change for them. But they issued a lowered than expected guidance. As you can see, virtually no volume this morning. But there's PM. The other one that I'm a little surprised is gapping down is UPS. Again, beat their numbers. They did say that they saw a weaker demand on their small package delivery, which we all know is the stuff that we usually buy and get delivered, all the retail stuff. So that seems to be weakening, which I guess is the area of concern and why they're gapping down. I already mentioned RTX. The last one I guess I'll mention is FCX. Freeport McMoran, however you say that, FCX. FCX beat their numbers. Not a lot to report there. Volume is also very low this morning, but it's in a sector I guess that we've been looking at. So just so you know that they had their earnings this morning, and that's about it. That's all the earnings I had. But there's quite a few there. We cover them. Actually, the one last one I'll mention, Pepsi. How about that? PEP. Pepsi, very low volume, but that typically happens with them. They actually beat their numbers. A lot of growth on the international sector, so not U.S. or North American growth, but international growth. But Pepsi is just marginally down, but it's not that meaningful. We're down like a third of a percent here at only 200,000 shares, so that could change quickly. But there you go. I think now I've got them all. Yeah, those are all the earnings I wanted to cover. So let's see what the room. I see. Arslanny's talking about Mara. What is
Yeah. See a couple of people throwing out Mara here this morning. Not a whole lot of volume. It is down 1.1, 615,000 shares traded. Yesterday, I know I had them on the list, and they actually did very, very good. The daily's not showing that, right? You kind of didn't get a big move, but if you look at the intraday action, you could see here how well that traded, right? So if you zoom in, why am I getting that? Stop doing that. There you go. Zoom in. Oh, interesting. Interesting. There we go. So if you zoom in right in here, you can see the huge drop there. Nice recovery. So that was fun if you were patient. Didn't get something at the market open, but after that, lost the view up and gave you a nice move. So, but it had a lot more volume yesterday than it does today. Only 615,000 in the pre-market. It had tons yesterday. Might be worth watching here. I like it today. I think it's trading better than Coin. Coin is the other one I had on deck. And this one was moving, but the volume was so low yesterday. Just not a great one. So I think Coin might be losing some volume here. We had great volume through February and March, in parts of April here, but now volume seems to be dying down even more. So yeah, I'll keep
Carlos,
I'll
this
keep
is
an eye.
I was just looking to see what stocks
Yeah,
people were mentioning, and this is one of those mornings where I have to think extra hard because it gets confusing out there. I was looking at
yeah.
Rob Christie that said GM up big, and then the very next comment was you saying GM, but you both meant very different GMs.
Oh, yeah,
As you're
absolutely.
as
Yeah.
you're wishing a good morning to people, and he's talking about the stock. So,
Yeah, yeah.
stop
Well,
making me think so hard. It hurts my
I
head.
remember when we first started streaming, there's people who come up with a GM, and I'll look that up, and it's like, oh, I got caught, because yeah, GM is a taker here. I like GM this morning. It's on my secondary list. Again, we have to wait at the market open, see how it was going to trade, but it's got great volume. It's got a nice gap up. Given how we went through the gap up and down list here, and I didn't like much on there. I think I'm gonna move GM up to the list. I think today could be their day, man. Today could be their day where they do something nice and we can take advantage of. And there's no liquidity issues on GM. You can get in with no problem, get out. You can short it. I mean, you could do a bunch of stuff with it. You're not gonna have any issues. We just needed to move well in one direction, and that's the challenge usually with GM and some of these other tickers like Ford. These big guys, right? They just don't move that well at times. So let's see here. Back to our chat room. I see Riot. So yeah, how's Riot doing? Riot this morning, it's got the volume. We're down slightly here as well. Another Bitcoin type play this morning. Big day yesterday. How did it do yesterday? Let's take a look here. So nice, nice day yesterday. Huge volume as well. This is awesome. 57. So if you were watching Riot yesterday, this could have traded very, very well. Much better than Mara, right? Mara had to drop and recover. This one just took off and played nicely with the moving averages. So Is Riot changing the way it trades? Are we getting some action there? I'm gonna put it here on the main list. It might not stay there. Might move it to secondary, but I like it this morning. I like what it did yesterday as
Razy
well.
Razy Andre is mentioning SAP, not one I normally look at. Not doing much
SAP.
as I would expect so far this morning.
Yeah, yeah, light volume. It must be earnings, right, for them to move like this. Yeah, because look at it, like last night, you had some
Uh,
action here, so
yeah,
probably
yesterday
earnings.
actually. It
Yeah,
was
yeah,
yesterday after the close. They had earnings, decent earnings. They of course talked about AI, as you got to do if you're in that sector. So, but I don't know. SAP is a sleepy German software company, so they. I learned to love to hate SAP because so many of my clients used it, and there's no more complex of an ERP platform on the planet than SAP. It is arcane at the best of times. So, but anyways,
yeah. It's rough. We had SAP. We transitioned to SAP when I had my 9 to 5. Man, that was rough times. That was rough times. We lost so
rough
much
time.
business. Oh my goodness. It was. I lost tons of clients because of this damn thing. But it is what it is.
Oh my
Um,
God, you guys! Now you're not going to give me a break, eh, Christian?
he
You make the
mentioned it. He mentioned
decision.
corporate.
Yeah,
So for those,
I just said, all right, but I mean, come on,
so
man. It was part of my life. It's going to come up. So,
I got to get a
all
drink
right,
here because every time
take
you
a
bring that
drink.
up, I want to drink as well.
Take
So I
a
got to get
drink.
a drink to be part of the action. So for those that I don't know, if you just joined us, every time Peter brings up his corporate life, we are going to have a drink. It happens quite often, I think.
There you go.
So, all right, friends, what else you guys like this morning? Let's take a look here. So, SAP, not a great one. Doesn't really get the volume. It's messy. I agree. What else we have on there? Okay, nothing on our chat
Uh,
or
Robin Hood, somebody mentioned, which I'm
Hood.
surprised because it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Yeah, it's not moving a whole lot. So not much volume right now. Only 50,000 shares traded. Moved a little bit yesterday, but again, I don't see any news or anything explosive on it. So we'll keep that on the sideline for now. Microsoft again, big. All semis are kind of sitting here. It's not a same, but it's kind of like all tech companies have this dive, right? They did last week, and they're kind of trying to recover. Microsoft is one of them. I think this is going to move with the overall market, but I do love how clean their daily is. Look where we had support in the past right around here. It's exactly where we're bouncing from. And if you're watching this closely and you're a swing trader, I mean, this was prime time to get in here. So if hopefully you did, hopefully it ends up working out. But yeah, Microsoft is the daily is beautiful on it. If we get an overall move on the market when things are continue to push higher, look at Microsoft, look at Apple, look at Nvidia. All these things are going to follow suit because if you look at them, they have the same daily. Look at Apple. Here's Nvidia. I mean, sorry, Microsoft. Here's Nvidia if it comes up, right? So all have the same drop there. How about AMD? I know AMD is gapping up as well. Oh,
Yep.
AMD looks good pre-market.
MD looks good to me. Look. I like where it
Yeah,
sits here.
I do
It's
like this.
could be a fun day on it.
Yeah, yeah, I do like the AMD this morning. The pre-market looks better than a lot of the stuff that we're seeing out there. Friends, if you haven't done so, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it. Our goal usually is 160. I don't have the likes in front of me, so I don't know how many we have, but we'd love to get to 160 if we can. Here's Meta. So Meta is up 1.5, 394,000. I know you guys love Meta in the chat. How has it been trading? Let's get here. Let's get the action yesterday. So we
It
got
had
some
some
movement.
tradable moments there yesterday.
Yeah.
It did move well. You could see the drop off the open, and then a nice sort of recovery through the early mid afternoon. So
Yeah, that's actually could be nice. I'm gonna add Meta here as well. Don't worry, I'll make this list a little bit smaller. There's a lot on there right now,
and
and to make a little more space. Yeah,
I actually traded Google yesterday afternoon. It was one of my better trades. As it also made some moves in the sort of mid-afternoon time frame, so
nice.
traded it into the close. So maybe it'll be moving again today. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah, nice. And here's a stock where again you don't get a whole lot of activity, but can put in a really good day. Google tends to do that, so that's a nice one. Um, is there a way to get cams that Thor uses into Thinkorswim? Great question. I think there is. There might be a video out there in our YouTube channel, but I think there's a way to do that. I think some of our members might be doing that, but don't quote me. I know we have some people that use Thinkorswim in our chat room, but I'm not sure if they have that study on there. Yes, it is in the files. Okay, so there it is available. Thanks, Brian. All right, friends, let's get to what's happening in our overall, well, not what's happening. Let's get to our market community events, our webinars. Yep, community events. Today is Tuesday, so let's bring what's happening on this Tuesday morning, this evening actually. And if I can try and get my ducks in a row here. Here it is, Peter. There we go.
All right, there we go. Okay, so tonight we do have our strategy and trade book session, which is going to be led by Paris, who's going to be talking about how he unlocks the psychological insights he's gained through his chart patterns. Now, as we all know, he's the master of the tape. He focused on the tape, but he also looks at the chart, make sure he understands how those patterns work, and then how he managed to combine that with his psychological outset to really drive his success. So it should be a good webinar tonight. 8 o'clock in the webinar room is the place to go. Next week, at the same time, different week, Carlos will be leading the session, talking about how you master momentum and unlock the power of the 5-minute ORB, opening range breakout strategy that he plays. So that'll be next Tuesday, April the 30th, once again, 8 o'clock. So hopefully you've got some time where you can attend tonight for Paris's webinar, and then next week for Carlos. If not, and you're an elite member, they are recorded always and put into our education center so that you can look at them later. But it's always best to attend live if you can, so you can ask the questions and be an active part of the conversation. If you want information on the markets, we use Trading Terminal every morning. I've been relying on it extra heavily this morning as some of my other services are unavailable. So Trading Terminal, it's the place to go if you want information and you're an active trader. It's got, of course, the calendar that I've been looking at, right? The calendar of earnings that's important this morning. Also, the economic data. We've got scanners that we use to get our gappers list, and you can use throughout the day to see what's moving. A real-time simulator that you can use to play the market if you don't have a tool and you want to just use a free available tool. The simulator is awesome. It's worth doing. Or you can backtest strategies on any stock on any day using the replay mode. So a whole bunch of functionality, even more I haven't mentioned, like the Academy that's got a whole bunch of courses of study, some free, some paid, that you can take advantage of. So check it out. Just navigate around, see what it's got. There's a ton of stuff in there for you. TradingTerminal.com. And if you want to join us here at Bearable Traders, we'd love to have you. And Carlos, I'm going to have to check here. So we've got our offers here. So the intro is always available. I know that for sure. It's a great deal. It's $39 for 1 week access. But because you listen in the mornings with us, you can get it for only $24. The code is PreMarket24. So put that in the promo code section, and that intro offer will go down to $24. It just gives you 1 week access to the onboarding class as well as our chat room for a full week. Then you can use the basic or elite monthly packages, also always available for you, and it's a great deal if you just want to pay by month, if you're not ready to jump in. If you're ready to jump in, the elite annual is always the best deal, though, and it gives you 1 year access at a discounted rate. So that's what we have available for you. So hopefully you'll check out those offers and join us here in the chat room sometime soon if you haven't already. We have some levels to set. We have to see what our moderators are watching. And don't forget, everybody, we will be trading live today. Now, I think Andrew's traveling, but we always have people trading live. If it's not Andrew, it's one of the other mods who's good at the open. We'll be trading live for the first, Carlos, about half an hour of the markets?
Yeah.
What do we do?
Half hour.
An hour?
Half hour. We'll do a half hour.
Half hour.
We'll see how it goes. So yeah, it should be a lot of fun. So guys, stick around after we do our levels. After we give you our moderators list, we'll be trading live here for you guys. So it'll be Brian, and somebody will be joining Brian, probably Thor, but we'll confirm that. All right, let's take a look here, friends. Our list right now, we got Spotify, we got Mara, we got GM, we have Riot, we have AMD and Meta. So pretty long list today. Most of it made up by some earnings and some stuff that's just bouncing back based on the drop we had over the last couple of days. So we'll start with Spotify. This one is, man, just continues to crush it here, up another 11% here. 467,000 shares traded right now. It's a hit or miss. It is a NYSE stock, so it does move a little bit different than our regular NASDAQ exchange tickers. You get more action at the market open, not in the pre-market, but this one, even pre-market, is looking very good today. So I have the pre-market 304, 305 actually, and then above that, you got a great daily level at 312. Man, this thing is moving nicely. Then towards the bottom, 295. I'm going to slam a level there. That looks good also. And then here, very clearly on the daily, a 289. And you can see here, look at the pre-market, right? There's no question why we're kind of hovering over these levels, finding support at these levels. They're looking at the daily. They're going back and seeing where do we see support and resistance on the daily. And look at this nice ping pong action going on here. Then the breakout, where it's going to go to the next level here that we have on the daily, right? That high of the pre-market, that 305. The next area of resistance where you have a lot of touches, right? And the more touches, obviously, the better, that the stronger that level is going to be. So there you have it. As far as levels, towards the bottom, you're set. Previous day close, highs and lows, looking really nice there this morning. Now let's take a look at Mara and Riot, and not so much coin this morning, so I don't have it on here. Both of them bouncing back this morning. Again, Riot had a big day yesterday, very clean. And then so did Mara as well, but not before they had the initial drop and then the return, right? They could have had a great day if they just did what Riot did, where they just kind of just went up. But that was not the case for them. For Mara here, towards the bottom, plenty of support, highs and lows for the last two trading days. You do not need to add anything else down here as far as levels. The only level I'm going to add to be prepared for the market open is our pre-market low here at 1730. And it looks like we're trying to test that one more time as we drop lower. Above that, we got the previous day close, and then we get to our high of our pre-market over at 1784. So I'm going to slam one there as well. And then slightly above this, let's look at the big levels on the daily. 1910 is a good one there, and we have another one over here at 2022. That is a nice daily level as well if we can get into that. So Mara's looking very nice, man. If it continues to get this volume, it can trade very well, very clean. I'm looking forward to that one. GM. So, GM also has what it seems to be a very active pre-market activity, 1 million shares now. So volume keeps coming in here, up 6%, looking to break, well, actually breaking the pre-market high, setting it over at 45.76. This thing is cooking good today. So above that high of the pre-market on the daily, 46.03 is a great area. So we want to mark that down. We could see some resistance there or a possible breakout. And then towards the bottom, let's look at the big areas now on the daily. We have one right here at 44.64 right on the daily. Great stuff happening there. Below that, we do have an area where a lot of touches are happening. Got a lot of days slamming into this 44, guys, as you guys slam that thumbs up over on YouTube. Right now, we're sitting at, what do we have here? Our likes, 129. We'd love to get to 160. That is our daily goal. So if you can help us get there, really appreciate it. And then towards the bottom here, you got highs and lows for the last two trading days on GM. Your pre-market low all the way down here at 42.47. Not really playing a part on it right now. And then, I like this area here. It's not a major level, so don't put too much weight on it, but I think it's worth marking down. This is 45.18. So 45.18, you got this day opening here, slamming into this one here, closing here. So I got about 3 days using that 45.18. Pre-market is flirting with that a little bit as well right on here. Can we say that? Can we say flirting on YouTube? I know people people are weird sometimes. Peter, what's your thoughts on this? We'd love your feedback.
I agree. People are weird sometimes, but
Yeah, myself included. I'm in that group, but
yeah.
I'm
Sorry,
I'm
I was
so glad. Yeah,
I,
go ahead.
I I I thought there was a joke in the comments, but I think it was serious. Lost in the Clouds is saying that apparently Norm's microphone isn't at the same level as yours, Carlos. So um, I Norm hasn't been doing the show for about 2 years almost now, but
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
me. Hi, it's Peter.
That
But
is that
it's
is
all right.
Peter.
I'm proud to be called Norm, and I'll take that. But apparently, my microphone is at a different is
Is it
louder.
louder,
So
lower? What do you guys
apparently, it's
give us
louder. Is
feedback?
that
Because
anyone
there's no
else
technician
find different
here.
levels? I don't know. Anyways, if
All
it
right.
is, it's all good in the room. Maybe it's different on YouTube. Not sure. All right,
Yeah,
we'll take
yeah.
a look at that.
All right, we'll definitely take a look at that.
Could be I have a tendency to yell. Maybe that's why.
Your range is can go higher and lower than
Well,
mine,
there
probably.
is a
Yeah,
thing when I turn my head and look over here. Sometimes I move my mouth like this, and then you can't hear as much. See, it comes
yeah,
back.
yeah,
So
yeah.
sorry about that.
That
I'll try
that
not
that
to do that.
does that does happen to me as well.
All right.
All right, let's take a look here. What do we have? So GM is good, is set. So okay, flirting is okay. I'm got the okay that I could say that, no problem. Let's take a look here at Riot. Riot is next, and there's another one that again not looking so great. Primo, actually not that bad. Tons of volume. but traded well yesterday. I mean, that's got to be one of the best. Let's go back to it real quick. That's got to be one of the best trading days we've seen on Riot in a long time. Again, I don't watch it often. I usually stick with Mara and Coin, but this is very clean, great volume. Man, I'm looking forward to having this one on deck today. Maybe things are changing. The tide is changing. Riot is in play. Coin might be out of the pack here when it comes to these Bitcoin type plays. So Riot is good. Love the pre-market. 1105, the high of the pre-market over at 1177. So we'll slam a good level there. And then right up here, 1249, another great level on the daily as well. Towards the bottom, if we lose this low of the pre-market, looks like we're going to be testing that right now, that 1105. Great level over at 1024. We'll slam one there as well. So that's looking pretty nice this morning. Here's AMD. Someone asked me earlier in the chat, I didn't forget, why does AMD look good to us? And if you look at this pre-market activity, if I put a line here and make this 9:30 a.m., you would think the market is open, right? So when a stock looks like this, where it's trading like it looks like almost if the market is open, it's flowing nicely, candles are connecting with each other and kind of building that story. That is a very clean pre-market activity, opposed to this, right? Very clear, nasty, no volume pre-market action. This is no good. So when you have this, we usually refer to this as a good, clean pre-market action. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at how the candles are flowing here, how the range is. We're looking at the volume, 732,000 shares traded. So all that stuff is what we're looking at this morning. On as far as levels, 152.30 high of the pre-market. Towards the bottom, a lot of our pre-market slamming into our previous day close, basically. So you're set there. And if you look at the bigger picture, highs and lows for the last two trading days are kind of surrounding the price action. You don't need to do a whole lot on AMD. You're pretty set on it. So, but I like the pre-market today. Looks awesome. Last one on our list is going to be Meta. Meta also has got this opportunity to bounce today. It's gapped up a couple of times. A few times it's gapped up. It's find a way to sell off. Here, gapped up, sold off, gapped up, sold off, gapped up, sold off, gapped up yesterday, sold off. It just loves doing that. The gap up and sell off on on Meta. So we'll see. It's not gapping much today. 1.4. Not saying it's going to sell off today, but be on the lookout for that. It seems like it loves to do that. 489.77, high of the pre-market. The low is over at 484.25. And once you do that, guys, highs and lows creating a really nice area for you as far as levels towards the top and towards the bottom. You don't need to add anything else. So great list this morning. Oh, I know we're running a little slightly late on time, but I want to look at Roblox. So Roblox up 4%. Yeah, I see that, but no volume though, at least right now. So we need to get some volume on it to make it to our main list. All right, that is what we have for the most part. Let's look at our moderators list, and then we'll bring you guys over to our live trading. So stick around, don't leave. We're going to have Brian trading live for the first half hour of the market open, and then either Thor, one of our moderators, will be joining him on the live trading session this morning. Here's what the team is watching. Thor is looking at Apple, AMD, NVIDIA. Secondary list for him is going to be Tesla and Google. He also is looking at futures. Jared will be looking at Affirm, Spotify, AMD, and that secondary list, Roblox. So I'm glad he's watching it because I do like Roblox when it trades well. He'll call it out if he sees something great on it. And then adding Tesla. We didn't look at Tesla today. How dare we? What happened to us, Peter? What is?
Well,
What?
Tesla's going to slide its way into its earnings, which come out. It is 4:05, by the way, for the earnings on Tesla.
Oh,
So
it
that'll be
is.
right
Okay.
after the close. But that means the price action can be a little tentative, right, on as we go up into earnings. So just be aware of that.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
saying it's not tradable. Tesla's almost always tradable, but yeah, we'll see what it does.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to add Tesla on here. 1.9 million shares traded, up 1%. We'll look at what's happening there. And then we go into IPOs. We have two today, NCI and RAN. And then, Peter, your list, AMD, Tesla, Microsoft. Secondary list, Google, JetBlue, and GM, which again looks decent today. Megan will be looking at AMD, and NVIDIA, Spotify, and GM. Avi looking at NVIDIA looks like a long from 800 to 820. So if you're looking out for that possible move, Paris, NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla, Apple, Meta, and Brian, the man of the hour, who's going to be joining us live here shortly to take you through the market open, looking at Affirm, Tesla, NVIDIA, long calls from Monday. Oh, on NVIDIA. Okay, nice. AMD and GM as well. So excellent. So that is our moderators list, guys. And we are pretty much all set. So All right, Peter, anything we
So we
forgot?
mentioned
So
that
we
Andrew's
switch over?
traveling. I'll just mention because
Yeah.
all of us that know and love Andrew, it's funny. He was telling us, Carlos. I think it was at a general meeting, wasn't he, where he was telling us where he was traveling to because he's going to climb another mountain.
I
And
love
he
him.
said,
I love him.
don't tell anybody because I don't want people to know." And
Yeah.
then I was looking at his post on Instagram last night, and he's busy telling everybody
Shouting it
where
out
he's
to the
going. I'm
world.
like, you know what? Whatever. I just
It's
he's
so
like,
funny. We
we
had this
always like
like
to joke.
yeah.
If you want everybody to know your secret, tell Andrew.
Tell Andrew. Tell Andrew.
Tell
He'll
Andrew.
use that
He can't help
microphone.
himself.
Oh, he cannot help
He's just
himself.
excited to share things, right? And he'll say,
Yeah.
no, don't worry, I won't tell a soul. That being said, I've told him not to tell people things, and he hasn't. So there are times, apparently, where he can do it. Or maybe the stuff I tell him is not interesting enough.
No, I'm sure it is, Peter. I'm sure it's very, very interesting. All right, friends. So we are going to trade live next. Don't hang out here with us. Brian is coming up next. Once he's connect, I'll switch over. It'll take me a minute to kind of switch all the audio and all that stuff. And Brian is going to take us through the market open. Another moderator is going to join them. So I'll share what they're looking at in the room, and we'll go from there. So stick around for a bit here. Brian, whenever you're ready, just hop on in, and then I'll cut the feed from my end and Peter's over to yours. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. Really appreciate it, especially as we continue to trade live here. It does help us out a ton. Thank you so much for doing that. Sitting at 173, which is awesome. At least that's what I see right now. Into I refresh. All right.
Thanks, everybody. Trade smart. We'll see you
Yeah.
at the live trading momentarily. Like we said, you may feel a slight tingling, but Carlos will be back with that live feed in a second. He just has to do all the shift over, and we'll be back. Yeah, on behalf of Norm and myself, trade smart. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.
Absolutely. All right, there he is. Here's Brian. Let me get this all switched over to you guys. All right.
Ooh. Feels funny, Carlos. Oh, hey.
Hold on.
Hey, everybody.
Say hi.
It's all me all day. Oh, there we go. Whoa. Mirrored into infinity. I love it.
Oh, okay. Cool. Well, I guess I don't need to hear anything. Good morning, everybody. Market's looking a little positive this morning. Qs and SPY up near yesterday's high of day. As I mentioned already, I did, if you were on when we went out, we did the closing bell show. I mentioned I'd bought some NVIDIA calls. I was going to hold them just based on yesterday's price action. So yeah, so they should be. We're up $10, so should be up at least 5, I would think. Yeah, so we need more Brian's. All right, so watching a firm, we'll see how it goes into the open. I'm thinking it might be Rising Devil trade. They must have reported after earning, or they must have reported either, or I guess this morning. And GM reported this morning. They sounds like they beat pretty handily. So that's why they're up so much. Oh, I see. So a firm is falling on a report that Walmart is leaning toward starting up something similar. A BNPL, they call them, buy now, pay later. Yeah, sorry, should it be? I think Thor will probably come on. He'll share screen too. Of course, Tesla reporting end of the day here. It should be fairly volatile. I have a feeling that they're not going to report good numbers. And Andrew was short the 130 puts, which is a sort of a long trade. But he told me yesterday he sold that position. So I was happy to hear that. SPY and the Qs continue to move higher here. SPY especially making a move, breaking out. Tesla looking a little weak. All of a sudden, I'm not really liking a firm. It's gapping. It's now gapping down, but it's above the VWAP. So it's not a rising devil anymore. ARM is kind of breaking out. We get 2 minutes to the open, everybody. So let's see how the market goes. I like NVIDIA. It's looking good. We can take a look. There's some liquidity here at 31.
Good morning.
Yeah, is that right? It could be. I don't know. Good morning, sir.
How's it going?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Good, man. I'm just trading out with vacationing. Andrew, you were gone. I had to, I trade with Boss Man for a little bit. It was fun. We made some money. Not like we make money, but
yeah. So
got the open
Andrew
coming up here in just a minute. Sorry, I was chatting and I lost track of time. All of a sudden, I looked back over the chat and I was like, oh man, feels a little lonely.
All right, here we go. Well, let's see what AMD, NVIDIA is looking good.
I really like where the market's at in general today. Crude's in kind of a fun spot. I think we've got some potential for a interesting day. All the ranges are really, really tight. So if we can get some good volume in the right way, it could be a party. So good luck, everybody. Ding, ding, ding.
All right. I just sold some of those calls on NVIDIA. So let's watch what's going on here. Tesla, a firm really popped up, but I don't really like the way firm's trading. It's really jerky. All right, well, let's just, we'll wait for a minute here to see what happens.
I'm watching Apple here for a potential buy. Order book's still a little heavy.
No trades for me yet.
Yeah, I can put my screen up.
Tesla.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Wow. That options trade is working. NVIDIA is starting to break out here. I've already sold a couple. Made a nice profit on that. Looks like NVIDIA wants to go higher.
All right, let's get the screen up.
Well, AMD is going to break out here too. Qs are breaking out. Okay, I'm long AMD. You can get to 153.
All right, I got my screen up as well. I'm watching Apple here around S3. I kind of like your AMD long idea. If Apple can hold and break up here, this isn't a really good spot to buy Apple on the month. So if it ends up being a long here, it could be a pretty good size move if it ends up setting up. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye on that. Tesla, however, I'm actually thinking about doing the exact opposite, because it's kind of keeps rejecting this R3 selling range over and over again. So Tesla, with a little bit of a bearish book, could be a nice short here. So I actually am short on Tesla from R3 on that pullback. So I'm gonna just kind of play this lower. You can see I'm in from here. Pretty wide stop though, so we'll see how this goes. But I'm gonna look for a move down.
I'm out of AMD. It's just it's disaster. Du jour.
This is DOS's chart, and then I've got Bookmap behind it. ES is showing a lot of buying right now. I'm actually long crude futures.
Tesla coming down to
yeah, Tesla's good. I'm gonna see if it goes through PDC. Yeah. I'm at break even on it now. If it comes back up, I'll stop out of it because I didn't get the world's greatest entry. So if it comes back up, I'll actually stop out and try it again, but maybe with better RVR. But for now, I'll just hold because the order book just tiered in lower as well. So see if I can get a nice move on this one. You can see it here. New 1 minute low using a 1 minute high, but it was in an off of a really wide candle. So my target's going to be way down here.
Yeah, 141.23 and then 140.37. Possible areas for Tesla to go. Q, wow, AMD and NVIDIA rolled over.
Did AMD? Oh, yeah. AMD could be interesting here if the market goes long. AMD is right back to monthly S4 and it's on top of it. And it's actually in a breakout range on intraday on very tight cam structure. So if it actually held here and broke up, it would be amazing. So that would fit Apple as a long as well. So
okay,
all right, Apple's pushing.
Just shorted Tesla with you there. That popped back up.
Sweet. I'm still holding.
42.50. See if we can lose this PDC now. Just playing a VWAP rejection.
A solid push.
Come on, we need another leg lower here.
Mark G, you get a little apple long there, buddy?
Good, here we go. Yeah, heading lower to low of day on Tesla. Come on.
Nice. Come on, Tesla. If you can get a nice big breakdown, it'll be all we'll need to do today.
Yeah. It's red on the day right now with that IMD trade. That
I really like AMD here for a possible long. Could just be such a huge move.
Yeah, look at NVIDIA popping back up there.
NVIDIA is kind of in the same spot on its month as AMD is. It's kind of gapped back up above a really big monthly buying level. So both of them could go together along with Apple. I'm going to pull Tesla down, and if it comes back through PDC, I'm going to cut Tesla. It shouldn't come back through 142. If it does, I'll get out of it and take, because I'm up about an R and a half or almost 2 R on it right now. So if it comes back through, I'll cap the R. We look good. I think it's going to keep advancing, but yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. Here we go. Come on. Come on down. That's it.
I went long on AMD at the new 1 minute high off of R4.
Just going to cover some right here at 141.60. Sweet. All right. Stupid AMD.
Right,
now the Qs are going to break out. SPY looking like it's going to break out now.
All right. I'm going to buy. I'm all out Tesla here. I'm just going to take it all. That's 2.5 R on that position.
Nice. Yeah, I'm covering some more here. 141.30.
And let's see what AMD does.
This is a level that I've got marked here. Potential support. It's kind of near low of the pre-market, that 8 o'clock pre-market level.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Nice. Wow, Amazon's selling off.
Come on, push a little bit more. That was the kind of buying I was looking for.
Yeah, the 141 still.
I need a little bit more of a pop to throw some shares out for my 2-to-1 here. Come on, get through pre-market high. Big seller right at pre-market high, unfortunately.
Are you talking about Tesla? Or you're talking about Apple?
I'm long Apple and AMD right off the same spots, basically.
Apple looks interesting. It's right at PDC now. Yeah. So I'm almost out of Tesla. So I made some money back.
I basically had the same idea on both of these. Yeah, Nicholas. I basically got out of Tesla just because my RVR was so wide on it. I just took the 2R, 2.5R, and just called it happy. Because I was hoping that, I was really, the trades I wanted today was this Apple and this AMD trade that I'm in.
Nice. Apple's moving up nicely here.
Yeah, I'm using hot buttons, Trident.
Looking for a put for this last little drop here through 141. I don't think I'm going to get it on Tesla. We'll see.
But either way, yeah. Oh, so heads up, in like 4 minutes or so, we do have S&P Services PMI coming out.
Yeah.
So that can at times make the market a little spicy.
Yeah, that flash data, S&P Services and Manufacturing. If we get a move much above here, I'm going to get out of Tesla. Yeah, I'm getting out of the rest of my Tesla. It looks like it's going to bounce back now.
Come on,
Actually,
AMD.
might bounce back to PDC and some moving averages here. Might be another opportunity to short. Wow. Okay. So Q is breaking out. SPY breaking out.
Do it for me, Gert. Let's go. Come on. If I feel like they're buying, it.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go. Where's Paris? Paris, are they lifting right now? Someone tell me if they're lifting.
Lift.
Above pre-market high.
Yep.
Dang it, I'm so close. Oh, man. Come on, AMD. I think I can. All I need is AMD or Apple, one of them to make it. And they're both in great spots. Come on. You can do it. I know we don't have we just are kind of like missing volume, especially on Apple. 65% is definitely low for the open, but I'm feeling it. Come on, you can do it.
That Tesla could have been. Yeah, that was a good place to add back on the short, right at PDC. Dang, damn it. Should have added back. Apple's struggling to get through PDC.
I'm at break even on both. So if they come back and take me out, it's fine. I'll just cry about it.
Yeah, Amazon. Wow, Amazon's really weak.
It's fine. I'm in a great spot. So I just got to be patient. I feel really good about this whole situation here. I just got to kind of hang out. Our CVD is a little red. So we're just having a little bit of trouble getting through all these sellers. Just give me a minute. We'll get there. Maybe. Hopefully.
Nvidia's going to break out here.
Here we go. Here, come on. You can do it. Come on. Come on. We are almost there. Almost there.
Okay, I'm long.
Partial. Nvidia. Yes. Quick, AMD. Partial.
Nice.
R3. Yeah. Let's go. We made
Yeah,
it.
look at it. Firm is just all over the place.
Fire at will, Commander.
Deal, man. Good deal.
I told you it was going to make it.
Yeah, so I'm long in NVIDIA.
I was sweating bullets there for about like 2 minutes. I'm not going to lie.
Come on, NVIDIA. It's rated R4. Don't reject here.
Oh, that's good news.
Yeah, look at Tesla bounced right back there. It just held that. I had that level 142, 141.20. Come on, NVIDIA.
All right, let's see if what could happen happens.
See if we
So
get a
here's the
push here.
reason I'm so into these two tickers today, and we'll see if we got the gas. Oh man, I do not like how we just died there, but this is why I like these both so much. Both of them, kind of like NVIDIA, they're both right here. They both got down into the buying area for the month, had indecision candles, and today we had gapped back above into the buying range for this month. So if this worked, it could have been a very big breakout today. If it doesn't work, that'll be fine. But today off of R4, so I wanted to pull back to R4 because I'm playing what I'm hoping to be what could be a very large breakout today. So and Apple's in almost the same exact spot. It's been holding S4 over and over and over again for days. So it's just really established itself as a good buying range. So when I went long on this one, my stop was right down here. So which is why I had to wait for such a long time to get profit. Ooh, nice, Eamon. Good trade. Good exit, good re-entry. AMD yesterday beat me up. I took two just embarrassing. Well, the first trade was good. The second trade was embarrassing. And then I knocked out trade 3 and 4 and had a great day. My crude position, I'm moving to a 50 trail. So I've got a long position that I've been holding in crude. And that's so, and I've been in that since pre-market, since we held S4.
Good deal. All right. Well, I'm taking some profits on NVIDIA. Seem to be still stalling at this R4 here. So we've got a seller right at 813. Not letting it go through there. What are you doing with you're trading oil, like actual crude? Or you
yeah, futures, micro futures for oil. I've been kind of keeping an eye on it because with all the overseas stuff, oil's had a little additional volatility in it.
Yeah,
and it's right in a really good buying
volume.
place. And I'm like, if we had a supply demand situation, maybe we got a bounce here. Oh man, AMD really came back down. Right off of R6, it just couldn't make it out. If it comes back down here, I'll stop out and I'll enjoy I'm over goal for the day on the between the Tesla short, which was quite nice. Look at that exit though. That was a good decision.
Yeah, I had to get out of the rest of NVIDIA flat, so just couldn't get through that R4 level.
Yeah, we just couldn't break out. We tried. They tried and got stiffed. There's still time.
Yeah, AMD, they rejected, same spot, R6.
My goal for the day is basically over four times my per trade risk. So 4R. If I land anywhere in the 3 to 4R range on a day, I stop. if this trade blows out, for instance, and I end up making 6 or 7R, I can actually keep trading. But if I don't make more money at this point, I've technically used my maximum allotment of trades for the day, and hit my my what I'd call my trailing threshold, if you will. I'm not allowed to give up my winnings if I only have 3 or 4R. I can only get risky if I've got a little bit more cash in the till.
Damn. This Globe Life, I'm kicking myself for not getting into that on that downgrade.
Out of AMD.
Oh, man.
Watch it hit off of this R4 and then do it again.
Wow, look at Tesla's ripping. It's right. It's come right back to high of the pre-market.
That's okay. We're going to just hold Apple.
It's got a big, there's a big bid there, big ask at 144 on Tesla. I don't know what they're going to say on their conference call. I mean, I think it's going to be a disaster. I don't think they can say anything positive unless Musk pulls a rabbit out of his hat and starts talking about AI something.
Grok is now in the Tesla.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, let's go. Futures just started going. My micro futures on my crude just started popping. I'm trailing the 50 right now. So no matter what happens, I'm making money on this thing. But I'm hoping to get a really nice day on this.
Well, it could be, yeah, maybe the Tesla taxi. There you go. Could start to, yeah. You know, but the funny thing is, he's been talking about that for a long time. I mean, that keeps coming up, and it keeps not, and never doesn't ever materialize. So, you know, who knows? I mean,
I would never in my life get inside of a, I don't know. I'm so old. I'm gonna be like one of those people. I'm never gonna use a mobile phone. I mean, you know, that's me. And when it comes to robotic cars, it's just not gonna happen. I can't handle it.
Yeah, I'm not really that averse to it, but you know, would you rather have a machine or a person behind the wheel? I think I'd rather have a machine.
See, I'd rather have a drunken redneck behind the wheel than which, by the way, only makes rednecks drive better. Than having one of those machines trying to guess at what picture it's seeing.
Yeah,
I'm just, you know, I am from Florida, by the way. So yeah. I spent one of those days watching one of those like things where they, you know, it's like the Tesla test driver people, and I don't know, I just can't do it. It's someday. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine.
It'll all be fine.
You saw the movie Sleeper, you'd know everything will be fine.
Yeah, everything will be just fine.
Oh damn, man! There's some interesting shit up here today. Yeah, look at Tesla. Tesla's right at yesterday's high, so just be careful. It's probably gonna might come back, might come up and get this 145 pool of liquidity. But this is an area where I think it's might have some issues. I'm guessing. Jared, looking for a gap fill on Tesla.
What's the relationship on this? Was I looking in the wrong spot?
Yeah, well, actually, yeah. What's gap fill on Tesla?
Oh, it's a bearish relationship.
Gap fill on Tesla would be 146.
I read it wrong. The better short would be up here.
Yeah, look at the cues. Look at this.
Look at it go. Whee. Yeah. Let's go, Apple. Come on, you can make it. I told you Apple was going to be a long, David. I mean, at least for a few minutes. Who knows what it's going to do now? Just kidding.
Man, did a firm ever get bought back up? It's actually up quite a bit. Crazy.
All right, I'm going to take a little bit of this crude position off. Glorious. I only risk 100 on this account right now, so that was 2 times my risk.
Okay, here comes maybe the rejection on Tesla. Take a short on it. 144.88.
Oh, look how that was such a good test. Oh, it hit it almost to the penny too. That was a good one.
Can I cover some Tesla because I don't know if it's going to drop. It's been really strong. I'm just in
We
this
have
for
both R4s sitting right here laid on top of each other. It's such a good spot, though, to try what you just did. It's a really good spot to try what you just did.
Yeah, I'm still.
If it works, this would go back to like $140 if this worked.
Oh, we'll see. Like I said, I've already taken a bit off. I was looking at it as a scalp, but it might
scalp that could turn into a giganto move.
Hopefully, yeah. Let's see. Come on down.
Let's see if
maybe
it eats
take a little more off here.
This is yesterday's high, so it's back testing yesterday's high. If it can't find a buyer here to hold the price off of the high, it'll drop.
Yeah, I just took some off there. 144.50. So
what a lovely short.
Yeah, we're right at.
Even if it goes out from here, what a great spot to give that a shot. I like it. Thor approved.
It's a Thor approved trade. Love it.
All right, I'm still Apple really did not make it out of R3 here, but I'm still holding it at break even because I have some high hopes, which may just be that, but we'll see what happens on it. Still holding some micro futures on crude long here, going for R4 on this one, so we'll see what happens trailing a 50 otherwise. So, and I had a really nice day on I made an R on AMD. Which is being rude right now. Probably going to fake me out and go anyway. And I'm still holding Apple. So we'll see what happens. Good time to add long on Tesla. Maybe I'm not really a so how do I say this right? I really suck at adding. And the reason why is I'm a range trader. So as a momentum trader, this might be a good spot to add long on the concept of an ABCD pattern. As a range trader, I would only want to short here. So it really doesn't matter if it's an ABCD. I wouldn't feel comfortable adding in additional shares at this point. But like if I was going to add, where would that happen? You know what I mean? So you got to be a momentum trader. Like, Paris, for instance, super good at adding. Andrew's better at adding than everyone's better at adding than I am. So you'll notice in my trading style, I'm generically one entry and then 1 or 2 exits, and then I'm done. NVIDIA, what's it doing now? Oh yeah. Anyway,
I'm gonna get stopped out here if it moves towards 145. That'll mean it's just was a continuation move here, but I'm stopped out on that.
It was a great spot.
So it's going, but partials I was able to make some money.
It was a great. It was a high potential attempt. If it failed there and went down, it was just gonna be huge.
I don't see any. There isn't a lot of liquidity above here, so that's why I kind of thought maybe it was and it still may drop
I was
here.
gonna
That
say,
might
let's
have
see where
been
this candle closes. If it
yeah,
closes under
exactly.
R4, it's that my idea for that would still be viable.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
if it closes above it, though, then generically the stock for me just shows a little bit too much strength. Like if it closed at this price, I'd probably just leave it alone. Yeah, showed a little bit too much strength there, but we'll see. Such a good spot for it.
Yeah, right at that R4 level. That might have just been the push to stop me out.
Rude.
But who knows? Yeah, so rude, eh?
All right, cool. Well, I have to take off. It's 10 o'clock. And I
All
have
right,
an
man.
appointment I got to run to. But it was great hanging out with everybody this morning and doing some trading per
Good deal.
usual. I'm not saying we always make money, but maybe a little bit. But
Unbelievable.
I'll talk to everybody later, and I'll be back on in an hour.
Okay. See you later, Thor.
See you, brother.
Catch up with Thor and at 11 o'clock Eastern time. I don't know why people are buying Tesla. I think they're, like I said, I'm not the guy who plays earnings reports. I just don't like to do it generally. But man, I'm really tempted to play this to the short side. But right now the buyers are stepping up. Same with a firm. Firm's been strong. What else we got going on here? NVIDIA, AMD have just been literally chop.
Hey Brian, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing okay. Still almost recovered from that AMD loss at the open. Should have waited. Jumped in too early. God, look at a firm go.
Anybody in Tesla right now? I am currently long Tesla and I'm short NVIDIA.
And NVIDIA does look, like I said, it's range bound. Same with AMD. But
yeah, it is range bound and it has tested me a few times today. I made money on NVIDIA, but it's not dropping. I really wanted to drop. And now it feels like it's going to drop soon. So let's see if it gives us a chance for the break of 804. I'm short from 81150, but I'm long Tesla as well. I did not get a chance to add more, but this is one and done for me. Tesla worked out really nice. So NVIDIA is dropping, which is good. Let's see if it drops quickly from here. This should give all the buyers there is all the NVIDIA, but the tape on the NVIDIA is very unlike what do you call balanced. Some buyers, some sellers, some buyers, some sellers. But I'm thinking that the sellers would take over eventually. But seems like the buyers keep stepping back up. I'm thinking of adding more on NVIDIA. No. Yeah, I'm adding. Why am I not able to add? Sorry, my ticker got distracted. So
I hate it when that happens.
I'm thinking. Yeah, now it's gonna squeeze to the upside. Seems like. Yeah. I don't. No sellers here. I think it's gonna squeeze to the upside.
NVIDIA.
Yeah, NVIDIA. The sellers are there, but they're not dominating right now. Yeah, okay, now it is. So I'm adding more on NVIDIA. Let's see if it drops this time. Uh, it's squeezed. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm out, guys. I'm all out. All out on Nvidia. I don't want to mess around with it. I am Nvidia is a balanced thing. I don't know. I should be trading Nvidia today. It's pretty balanced on the both sides. Tesla has an imbalance here. So Tesla, I'll be looking to add more on Tesla. Yeah, and Nvidia is a long now. Nvidia is gonna squeeze to the long side, guys. It keeps buying back up every single time.
yeah, it seems like it, eh?
Yeah, Nvidia is gonna squeeze now. The buyers are buying in. Let me see if I can get in on long. This
It's
would be the
just
first time I'll be.
that R4 level is the tricky.
Yeah. Tesla bounce or Tesla bounced. Man, I missed to add on Tesla. Tesla bounced perfectly from the this thing. So
Yeah, Tesla bounced like literally right off the 9 EMA, which was at previous day high.
Oh, people on YouTube, did you guys trade Tesla today? This is insane. So now it's gonna break the 146. The tape is bullish. Uh, and people on YouTube, guys, smash the like button. There were some really nice trades taken by Thor, Brian, and anybody in Tesla. Do smash the like button, guys. I know we
Yeah,
tend to get habituated to watching the screen, and it would mean a lot uh, on the channel side, so that it's just how YouTube works. So now, yeah, Tesla is breaking out. Very nice. I missed to add more on Tesla. Nvidia breaking out too.
yeah,
Nvidia
Nvidia is
is
breaking out nicely. Right back at today's high.
yeah. Apple is making new highs too. I think Thor was an Apple. Uh,
Q's breaking out. SPY breaking out.
so SPY is breaking out.
I don't know if it's oversold or not. I mean, it's down, but is it down because it should be down?
Nvidia and AMD just are buyers, then sellers, then buyers and sellers. So not a clear indication of a imbalance in the buying and selling side. Now
Hmm.
at Nvidia, here again, the seller keeps sticking at 813. This is the seller who is trying to sell at 813. Very good
Yeah.
chance it lifts the 813. And I think this could be a great breakout trade. I don't want to get in right now. This on the upside, but the seller has to lift for it to break. Yeah, I've traded 3 times. All of them I made money on it, but on the only one trade I lost money on it. That was the third trade. But still chopped up. It's a choppy price action on this thing. Tesla is a good price action. Tesla is looking interesting. So Tesla looks like it wants to go to 146. Let's see if it gives us a good pullback for us to add more. Guys, I'm taking a one more shot on Nvidia. Let's see if it has that continuation on the downside. The stock is still unwilling to go up.
Yeah, it's still stuck at that what is that, R4?
Yeah, it came back. So let's see if it has the continuation on the downside. This would be my last trade. I've tried 3 times already for it to break the 804. Yeah, way too choppy. To be honest, I agree. And just because I have a bias on the short side on Nvidia, that's why I'm trying to use that to my advantage. If I'm seeing a seller, yeah, I immediately bought back up. So 810 is buying.
Qs and SPY look like they're on the verge of breaking out here.
Yeah, it's gonna squeeze now again. It did not have that weakness, to be honest. Yep, I'm all out, guys. That was a stop out. Yeah, now it's gonna break on the upside. Now this is gonna be the break. Again, seller there on Nvidia. Man, there is a seller here. That's just no. One more shot, guys. One more shot on Nvidia. There's a seller. So I don't know. It has to drop. Come on. 810 has to drop. Okay, it came back up again. So the seller was there. It keeps buying back.
Maybe the Qs are still trying to break out here. SPY, same thing.
If 810 drops, we're gonna be in the money. 810 has to drop. 810 was a buyer. Yeah. I think, yeah, they're still buying, guys. It should have dropped by now. I'm gonna give this minute to prove itself. Let's see if it proves itself, then good. If it doesn't, I'll get stuff. I'll cut it.
Cut it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm cutting it, guys. Break even. No juice for it to go. I'm cutting it. Break even. It should have easily dropped now. But Tesla breaking up.
Yeah, Tesla's trying to break out high of day.
Yeah, see this, guys? This is why momentum is a beautiful thing to have. The momentum dropped on it. It gave me a chance to exit at break even. um, and it's squeezed because ideally when the momentum is in your favor, it tend to continue on the downside, and you get a chance to see this. Now this is a squeeze. This is exactly what they were buying in. I should have flipped it at this point. But just because my bias is on the short side, I did not trade on the long side. But Tesla is looking interesting. So Amazon is looking interesting too.
Amazon's kind of come up to the View app here.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of shares left on my Tesla, so I'm not worried. I'm looking for the break of 146. Amazon is so Nvidia broke out really nice. So 813 is a valid breakout. Now uh, it came up with volume as well. So now my bias on the short side has completely changed now. There is no reason for me to think about shorting again. It's already the price action has proved me that I was wrong on the trade, and that's a part of the trading process. You still trade it, you trade with a bias, and still made money on it. But the meat of the move may be more on the long side than on the short side. Uh, and that's how you manage your risk. Like you can be wrong on a trade, but you can still make money. uh, just that it's the bigger money comes in on the meat of the move. Had somebody long it at 808 or 805, around 804, those were the folks who won in this particular price action today. And same with
Yeah.
Tesla. Tesla, you can, and in this case it was a very clear indication to the break of high of the day. And all you do is your job is to manage your risk every single time, irrespective what trade or bias you are in.
Still seems to be a seller in Nvidia.
Yeah, it showcases a seller, but it's the buyers keep stepping up.
Yeah.
So for Tesla, I really, really wanted to take a trade at 142.30 something. I missed it. This is a very good ignition candle with volume, very good volume. This is a confirmation. And now when I missed it, I was like, okay, now I have to see where they are buying. And people who watch the tape, go back and watch the tape at 142.8. That's 142.8 was buying. It did not let it drop. Every single time, the second it dropped, it bought back up. So I went long at 142.8. It dropped to 142.8. It did pop 143.11, but it came back to 142.8 again. Ideally, I would want to see a little deeper pullback. But if I see a buyer stepping up higher, I want to participate there. And that's where I added tier 2 size on it. And now this is interesting. So this is interesting. This is an what do you call, ascending wedge pattern right here. uh, and eventually 145.6 would break and go to 146, similar to what Nvidia did. This is also a ascending wedge pattern right here, but I was more bearish on it in this case, and this is a perfect breakout of the wedge pattern. A lot of people would be long here. And this is how the psychology of the market changes, and I'm going to talk about in my today's webinar tonight at 8 p.m. EST, guys. I'll be I'll be taking a webinar on the psychology behind these trades and setups.
Nice.
GG. uh,
Look
love
at
Mara.
NVIDIA. Nice breakout on NVIDIA.
Yeah. Mara, what is Mara doing? Mara turned out really nice. So Ferry, go to the section 2, and it has a detail about the link and the video to how you can join the weekend mentorship meetings. So Mara turned out really nice. Nvidia turned out really nice.
Yeah, NVIDIA is really breaking out now.
So
Yeah,
Nvidia,
it's going to 820.
yeah, 820, 830 on a daily is a good area to sell.
Yeah, 830. And Qs are looking really strong here.
So GM had earnings today,
GM
but
had earnings, yeah.
yeah, I did not like it. The way it was gapped up and exactly at the top of this thing.
Yeah,
It is gapped up on a very positive news, and also has a very good guidance. But and ideally, if it gapped up above 46, it would have been gap and go. But just because it was at a very important resistance area on a daily, I did not want to go long and I did not want to go short. And I thought, because a lot of people who are using the resistance level, they'll be shorting it, and people with the news would be buying it, and it would lead to a choppy price action. And that's the whole reason I did not have it in my watch list.
yeah, and
So
GM is a NYSE stock too, which tends to be a little bit more difficult to trade.
yeah, absolutely. NYSE stocks are usually very difficult to trade.
Yeah.
Did you hear about the NYSE 24/7? Oh man, that 24/7 exchange. I don't know. Um, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
No, I don't know. Yeah. Oh, no, I haven't heard about that. Were they talking about making
yeah,
it
they are trying to
round the
get
clock?
like polls about if NYSE should be made 24/7 like crypto.
Oh my God, really? Crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I would not like that. But I'm also thinking maybe it opens up new opportunities, you know?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we'd have to figure out how we're going to man the microphones 24/7.
That would be not good.
No. Yeah. We'd have to be taking
But then I would
some.
think that what will happen to futures? Futures
Yeah,
futures would be out of
that's
the
true.
context.
That's true. Here we go. We're going to 820 on by the looks of it on NVIDIA.
So 820 on Nvidia, Tesla
Yeah,
is pulling back. Yeah, I think Tesla is just finding a value area. Now it's forming maybe 144.40. Pull back more. Man, Nvidia was a long. Uh, I'll go back and see why was I short biased on my thesis.
I
Nvidia,
liked
like
it.
even yeah.
I really liked it yesterday for a swing trade because it had sort of an inside bar, finished pretty strong. Inside bar on a daily. And usually
Yeah.
when Tesla has a down day and then has an inside day, usually gaps up the following day. That's why I took a swing overnight on it.
Yeah, Nvidia, very nice, Brian.
AMD's pumping. Yeah, here we go. The Qs are going. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and every single time I was short on Nvidia, I had to fight for getting profits. And that's where you know that you're on the wrong side of it. When you have to fight with the price uh, to make money, like getting long at 813 right here was like literally you just ride it with the least path of resistance. And that's where you know you're on the wrong side, where you have to fight for the price to work in your favor. Like in Nvidia, Tesla, I did not have to fight at all, and that's the beauty of the stock when you're in the right side of the trade. What did Apple do? Yeah, Apple is weak. It popped up yesterday. No, yeah.
Wow, 822 on Nvidia now. AMD's trying to join the party. Damn.
Yeah, AMD looks interesting now. Yeah, AMD is Nvidia popping to 823. And I'm very happy that I took a stop. It's you don't fight the price action. Had I just held
Yeah.
my the thing like for another, like just be stubborn about my thesis, you would end up digging a deeper hole in your account.
Looking at selling options, but this isn't a. I guess this could be an okay day to sell options, but we're on the indexes, but because we just seem to be. This is going to be a trending day. Basically, we probably just gonna keep grinding higher until we reach some level, and might be around 426 on the Qs. Could be 506 on the SPY. And then we're just probably going to hack around here. Wow, what a move today.
Yeah, Nvidia is what a move. SMCI popping up. Tesla also seems like it has lost the juice.
Wow, Nvidia 924, 824. Wow. Yeah, Tesla's kind of run out of steam here. And buying kind of dried up, volumes dropping off.
Yeah, and that's why I don't feel like adding more on it right now.
These, just looking at these 160 calls on Tesla, I can get $4, $4.40 for them. I'm thinking about maybe shorting them.
Oh, Tesla popped up again, so that is
Yeah.
good.
Tesla bounced off of the 9, so it was a 920 trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as that buyer at 813, 814 lifted on Nvidia, 813.50, man, it just took off. All right, well, what's the expected move? 145. On Tesla here. Expected move is about almost $7 either way. So 152. Nvidia's still rocking.
Yeah, Nvidia very Nvidia, man.
Man, oh man, yeah, it's just ripping.
Nvidia is a beast today, trading like a beast today. So awesome. So yeah, thank you for all the YouTube folks who joined. And yeah, we'll continue in the chat room. So if you guys are interested, feel free to check out thebeabletraders.com and see you guys.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed the live sessions and
Yeah.
see you guys tomorrow.
All right. Well, I did short some 502 SPY puts.
SPY and everything is trading like a boss.
Yeah, it's just going to continue to go up here. Crazy.
I'm adding more on Tesla.
To the long side?
Yeah. I added more on Tesla on the long side.
No, you can only get, says wrong there. You can only get $1.85 for those 160 calls.
I love the second I add, it just pops up.
Yeah.
I love
Right.
that part. Like it's the beauty of the tape reading that helps you do that.
There's still a lot of liquidity on Tesla all the way up 145, 146, 147.
So
Nice. Tesla's moving back up.
Yeah, Tesla is gonna break into 146. Ah, boom, boom.
Nice. Yeah, rate broke out.